everyone, welcome to the video. Out here at a stick hut I built. Can be pulling another overnighter. Just doing some relaxing, maybe getting some more debris up on the roof. Looking good. No holes really. Most of it stayed on. Anyways, let's get a fire going. The bugs are killing it out here. No real plans for this trip. Just another relaxation trip. My Bushcraft grill turned up missing, but we're gonna make do without it. It really sucks. I go on every trip with that thing. I'm not exactly sure what happened to it. I did kind of rush out this morning to get out here, or this afternoon I should say by now. Yeah, just need to get a little fire going. The mosquitoes are killing it out here. We got a light rain this morning, so got to get a little fire going. Everything's nice and damp out here. See what... Yeah, that ought to be good. Yeah, I don't believe in bug spray, so I just deal with it. I don't like the idea of spraying myself down with chemicals for the sake of not getting a mosquito bite. Yeah, just a whole lot of kicking back today, guys. Whole lot of kicking back to do. One of the other reasons I'm out here today is I'm looking for my black bear. 2 trips ago I was out here and I saw 2 down here. I didn't see them last time. And to be completely honest, out of just about all of my shelters, this is probably one of my favorites. Oh, the bugs, man. They're all over the camera. Bear with me. Get off my camera. But yeah, there's black bear out here. We're super remote right now. And, you know, I just needed a trip. I needed to get away. And this is my most recent shelter. Still a little work that needs to be done. So here we are. Super hungry. To be completely honest with you, another reason I come out here is to eat. Because I don't have a stove and I have no way to cook. So basically, you know, I eat in the woods. As strange or maybe even pathetic that would sound, just keeping it real. Yeah, I believe this is a piece of maple here. It's feathering fairly nice. My knife's a little bit dull, to be honest with you. Here's what we've got for feathers. That ought to do the trick. Okay, real quick, before we get the fire going, I want to look for my black bear. So I'm just going to deal with the bugs. and chill out here for a bit. I'm going to try to keep quiet. I know they're out here. I've seen them out here. So I'm just going to kick back for a little bit. And I'll keep you posted if we see one. Nothing yet. When you're looking, you never find them. But I'm going to keep poking around out here, looking for them throughout the trip. So maybe we'll get lucky, maybe not. Gathered up a few sticks when I was out looking for the bear. You know, it'd be great to hunt and see him, but it's just not going to happen. That's not why I'm here. Here to shed some stress. Slightly ill today, and that mosquito is going to drive me nuts. Here to shed some stress, so I've gathered a few sticks. Let's get this bad boy going. Get rid of these bugs. I can hear them in my ears and everything. Always pocket my lighter. Another hard lesson learned. And that ought to go up nice. Yeah, so I might have said we're not going to be doing anything, but I always end up doing something when I try not to do anything. So I'm going to try to do up maybe a little bench or something because I get tired of sitting on the ground. I don't have a ground sheet. I could always bust out my sleeping pad, but it's a sleeping pad. So we'll see what happens. Just going to go with the flow today. Hopefully our wood dries out too here. In the sun. Got mostly maple over here. Got a couple pieces of oak. Now it looks like junk, right? But it's a nice solid piece of oak. Got some more here. And we'll gather more. Just keeping a little fire going here. Definitely gonna need more firewood. Definitely gonna mess with my primitive axe. Try to get that functional. See if we can get it working and test it out. Maybe go gouge some thicker maples. There's maple, oak, beech, birch. So I prefer maple and oak. So that's mainly what I have here. There's a lot of other variety out here as well, but those are two of my favorite. But yeah. Oh, it's nice not to hear buzzing. Buzzing from the mosquitoes. Yeah, nice to be fireside right now. Just sucks the stress right out of you. Beautiful day. Turning out to be nice. It was nice and damp on the way in. Tons of mushrooms. Still a little humid right now though. Gotta get something to eat today. Haven't had anything to eat yet. Might as well do that now. hope to go berry picking here too soon. You can see the bugs are surrounding my camera again. Really bothers me when I get home and watch footage and all it is meh. Probably bothers you guys too. Pretty much all fish for me today because that's what's cheap. So we're gonna go with some tuna. And I've got a flour wrap here too. Just a flour tortilla. Pretty much the cheapest meat lunch I could come up with. So it's no secret that some of you may have seen the video where I talked about how thieves robbed my car and stole my axe. So that's one of the reasons why I started working on that primitive axe. That's one of the reasons why I have pretty much nothing. My grill is missing now, and I just had it a week ago. So anyways, whatever, such is life. So yeah, that's why I don't have a real can opener. I wouldn't call it a trick, but I know a lot of people just dump the juice. No way, man. That's nutrition. I've actually grown to like it. It's almost like drinking olive juice, which I also enjoy. Gotta get it right to get the right flow. This can opener is such a pain. But better than nothing. Maybe that's all I needed, was a good lunch. A good tuna wrap. Get my stubs in here. Don't worry, the fire's not out. It's just a low flame right now. I've got some coals going. Look, I'm getting quick. So, I've got some questions for you guys. Well, one question. What would you think about me doing a vlog or like a side note, I guess, playlist? I want to know what you guys think. It's been something I've been wanting to do for a long time. And while I'm working on projects, there's like little things that I want to talk about that don't go with, I guess, the story that I'm telling or the plan. So like, there's like 10, 15, videos that I could have got out of just building this with just side notes. Just doing stupid stuff off in the woods, For example, like mushrooms. You know, I want to start talking about mushrooms, but, you know, I'm in the middle of a build, and it doesn't go with the flow when, you know, I'm building the roof, and then I go and I start talking about mushrooms. You guys are going to be like, what the heck's going on? This doesn't make any sense. So, you know, I want to do a little thing called side notes, and more of kind of just like a personal reflection, or kind of like a journal of my learning experience as I'm out. I guess I don't have to ask you, but I wanted to run that by my viewers. I don't know. I guess I would assume that a lot of you would say, oh yeah, that's cool, that's a good idea, and then I'll do it, and then my channel will just get wrecked. I don't know, I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to start by just letting the camera roll, and just rambling and talking and sharing the experience. You know, normally I'd like to, like I said, kind of make a story, or, you know, just kind of streamline what I'm doing or what I have upstairs. But I'm just going to let the camera roll today. I'm running out of hard drive space. My hard drive took a dump, so I don't know where I'm going to store it. But got to keep trying new things, you know. Can't just stagnate. And if people don't like it, I won't do it anymore. But yeah, beautiful day. Mosquito, go. Anyways, I'm gonna munch this down. Bunch of things I could ramble on about, but we'll just try this new recording technique where I'll just do sort of longer scenes, just kind of ramble on, talk about what I'm doing. I want to get a video out for this trip, but I'm not 100% it's gonna happen. And hey, while I'm kind of a little down and out, let's try something new. See you for coffee. Okay, got me some water. Got me my pouches here. I know I've talked and you guys see these pouches in every video, but I just want to talk about them again because they're so cool. And I don't know if other people do it, but I came up with this as a kid. Basically just 3 coffee pouches here. What I do, I take a coffee filter, I rip about a half an inch, about 3 inches off the side of one, just roll it up, pour my coffee in, twist it up, tie it on, and they work like a charm. I've never had one break open on me, never. Not once. I guess I'll share another little, it's kind of obvious, but not exactly. Little tip or trick, I guess. When I'm cooking, when I'm boiling water, right, if I have the pot like that, that handle gets blazing hot. But if I keep it down like that, it really does absorb the heat into the pot. It's kind of common sense, but it's not something you really think about or pay attention to, you know? So just something I thought I'd share, a little trick there. And this is kind of one of the reasons I want to do this side note project. Another thing you can do is just make sure you don't have your handle over the flame. again, kind of a common sense thing, but you know, I think that I've been getting a lot of comments about, you know, thank you, I'm learning so much. And to me, everything I do, I kind of assume that people have already seen it or know, or I assume that things are common knowledge. And so, you know, I want to start sharing little tips and tricks. I just think it's cool. I think it would be fun. So yeah, here's another method. I'm sure you can see the cup down here, but it's something else I do is I just keep the handle on top of a rock, even if it's to keep it flat. That'll keep your handle cool too. So, you know, a lot of people have gloves or, you know, something to grab it with. I don't have, you know, the fancy gear and everything like that. Literally, like, the only gear I have right now is this pot, my knife, a sleeping pad, and a bug net. And my, I guess, what do they call it, a possibles pouch, or I call it a utility pouch, which has my food in it. Now, I will be storing, after we eat, we're going to do up some fish for dinner later. I will be storing my food bag in a tree, and I haven't shared this with you over the last couple of videos, but there are bear out here. Black bear, they're not going to attack you. They're probably not going to mess with your food, but we are in the wild, and they are bear, so I'm not going to be stupid, okay? A bear is a bear. It doesn't matter what anybody commonly experiences, so I usually hang my food in a tree. We'll get to that later. But yeah, I always clean out my cup for the first use, just to get rid of bacteria and stuff like that. Again, maybe it's common knowledge, but maybe not, you know. Maybe there's some younger people that are coming up that are looking to do their first trip. And, you know, I talk to younger people all the time that say, yeah, I'm going out to do my first trip, and you inspire me and stuff like that. And that's awesome to me. So, you know, I want to take the time to share the little things that, you know, I think are obvious but might not be so obvious to everyone else. So always clean your pots and pans or whatnot. Bring it to a boil. Just put a little bit of your water in there. Another thing I want to point out about this location. Now, I may have said this earlier, but I'm really, 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 really liking this spot. I'm not going to say it's the most remote shelter I've built, but it's very remote. And, you know, so water, right? You're thinking, you know, you only got a gallon? Well, that's not good. Well, there is a stream nearby. I absolutely hate drinking from a stream. I hate it. I can tell you a story about one time when I had to. On a 3-day trip a long time ago. I'm pretty sure that I have a video about it before I started making longer videos. I had to do it, but I just hate doing it. So there is a stream. If it gets real bad or something happens, I dump the water or whatever. There's a stream, but it's a slight walk. And yeah. A little something I wanted to point out is make sure, you know, when you're going way out, you know, just make sure you have a way to get water. Make sure that if your car breaks down, you can get something to drink, at least. You know, always have extra power bars or snacks. Always have something extra. I always carry, this is kind of embarrassing, to be honest with you, but I always carry extra power bars, and I always carry I'm not going to name brands, but I carry a instant soup that I could stick in my pot, or that I could soften and eat and get some nutrition out of. I usually also carry berries, More recently, I've been carrying cranberries, munching on those from time to time. So yeah, just never put yourself in a position to where... Never put yourself in a position you can't get out of. And, like, I'd like to say that it's common sense, but it's probably not common to a lot of newer people, so... Anyways, yeah, just getting my coffee on. Letting the water boil here for a bit. And again, I couldn't think of a better way to have a fresh cup of coffee. I mean, you're getting the most out of your coffee. Like, I'm the type of person that I have to get the most out of everything. Like, out of all my resources and everything like that. So, I mean, this is the way to do it. Other than, you know... I mean, me as alone as an individual, I drink coffee every morning, and I go through, you know, 1 or 2 filters anyways. So, going through 3, to have 3 nice, you know, cups of coffee out in the wilderness, it's well worth it. I mean, they're easy to make. I know there's, you know, tons of techniques for making coffee out in the wild, but this is right here is a proven sure technique, and, you know, I'm sure somebody will find a loophole or a way to bash it or something, you know, possibly. But I'm telling you, I've been doing this for years. I could probably say more than years. I've been doing this for close to 2 decades. And I've never had a problem, or I've never had one break. So, I mean, you go out and you buy an instant pouch, you're going to get crap coffee. You're going to pay, who knows, you know. But make them yourself, throw them in a bag. And I reuse that. I know this is really cheap, but I reuse these bags too. So, no excuses now. No way to say I don't have the money, or I can't find a spot. And I'm going to be honest with you. If you live in the U.S., that's BS. That's BS you can't find a spot. There's tons of spots. I used to drive 5 hours back in the lean-to days in some of my first videos, and I don't mind the smoke because of the bugs. I used to drive for 4.5, 5 hours, and then I'd walk an hour into the woods, so don't tell me there's nowhere to go, because there's tons of spots. I mean, if you're in the U.S., and obviously if you're a Canadian, well, you've got, you know, tons and tons. In my opinion, Canada, man, Canada's where it's at. And, you know, while I'm rambling here, I don't know if I've said this in previous videos, but I want to move to Canada. Maybe I'll get into details later, maybe tonight, maybe some other time. But I don't want to talk too much about it. For a variety of reasons, and I'll leave it at that. But yeah. And that coffee's looking about ready. And I just let that go for a couple minutes and it's good to go. Getting the pouch out, I'm used to pain and burns, so I just grab it, but you know, you could just sharpen up a couple sticks and scoop it out, set it on a rock and wring it out. I just pull it right out and wring it and go, so I do let it cool before I drink it, but yeah. And I've held pouches for, I'm gonna say, a month, at least 3 weeks, and as long as they're wrapped up, it's just like having coffee in a coffee can. And no joke. And I mean, everything tastes better in the woods anyways, so even if it was stale, it would still be really good. and you can, just bounce it around in there every once in a while. Okay, while that's going, might as well talk about the time I had to boil water. It was actually pond water. Some call it a lake. It's more of a pond to me. But I was out on a 3-day trip. I can't recall the video series. You might be able to find it. By the way, I recently unlocked some of my older videos. Like for a while there, I was like, no, let's only show newer stuff. But, I want those newer videos to be available for people. So, anyways, I was out on a 3-day trip, and I think I took a cache, and I had 2 gallons, and I lost a gallon, or I can't remember exactly what happened. Anyways, I ended up scooping water out of a pond, boiling it, and then I just filtered it through. And that's another reason to have those coffee filters, is, you can do that. You can get a lot of the sediment and the debris out of the water that way. Just boil it really hard. And I hate doing it. You hear these horror stories about government agencies or whatever finding chemicals in the water. Our corporations dump crap all the time. And, again, I don't want to name names here, but you're always hearing these horror stories about, drinking water. And I'm just not going to do it unless it's life or death situation. And there was one time I had to, like I said, luckily I had one of those pouches on me, and I was able to boil and filter. I think I boiled it like 3 or 4 times. And I had like a soda bottle where I would let it cool, and it took a long time. So, if you're in, I don't want to name names, but you're in another country or something where, the water's been tested and it's safe and it's common, and you have a water filter and you've done it before, it's fine. But in my neck of the woods, that just don't happen. That's a no-no. But yeah, so you can see, you can just usually grab it right out of there most of the time. Give it a few dips, a few swirls. And it's about black. It's about ready. I'm going to let it go for a while. And I'm just going to let the fire die out. And we'll have to go grab some firewood after I sip down my coffee. Feeling much better. Much better. A little bit ill or under the weather. I don't know what's going on. I've been through some BS though recently. I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to burden you with that, but I'm facing I would say, some of the most challenging times in my life in the past month or so. And it's really, really taken a toll on me. But luckily, I've got this to keep me alive and clean me out. And I can't really say that I feel better when I go home, because I don't really have a home. I have a place that I can stay basically right now. I mean, I know that's, much more than a lot of people have too. And I'm not complaining by any means. I mean, I have more than enough to live. So, and then to believe it or not, I always do that. I set them right on a rack, right on the side, and you can double dip or reuse them again if you need to. My handle's not hot because I kept it level, and I didn't have a flame under there. And there we have it. I'm not going to risk dumping my coffee, but I got a nice black cup of coffee there. And you can put your sugar in there, or your cappuccino mix. I was into that for a while there. But another trick is, this is obvious too, but when your fire dies down, you can just throw your stubs on. I always give it a little stoke. I know it's non-professional, but I always give it a stoke. You don't have to do that. But if you want to pick your flame up right away, give her a little stoke. Another trick, always test with your finger, not your lip. Still a little hot. Alright, catch you in a bit. I'm going to enjoy this. We'll go get some wood. Well, that coffee was nice. Let's get some debris on the hut. In the past, people have said to me, use a Y branch or a 3-prong to sweep, but through my experience, I'm telling you, just a stick works really well. You can usually find a bunch of goodies down in between trees too. It's a nice mixture of sticks and leaves. Now we have had some rain since I put the first layer up, which has kind of padded everything down, which for me is ideal. So I'm just kind of going in and patching a little more on, putting a little bit more on each time until I'm totally happy with it. But I mean, it's already looking good. I'm going to put a few more mounds up, call it good. And that looks good for any light rain we might get tonight. I'm not seeing any holes. It's pretty well packed in there. Look at that smoke. Just getting rid of the bugs. Got a nice packing on the roof. Maybe a little more on this side. Now there is one little touch-up chore I want to do, and that's level this out. Last time I was out here and I slept, I was laying right here. And yeah, there's a lump right here. So I'm just going to pound this out and dig it out if I have to. That's pretty good there. I'm 100% comfort tonight. Yeah, that's good. I remember specifically right here, the big old lump, like, keeping me all concocted. This is nice. Nice and flat. Get the tent up soon. Gotta get firewood still. Yeah, that's good. Again, the only reason I have my tent is for the bug net and the mosquitoes. Out looking for firewood. Look at that sun coming through those trees. Just hanging out under this oak tree here. Big old oak. Big old monster. The bigger stuff, we can either burn in half or wedge between the trees and snap it. Let's take some of these bigger ones down and snap them up. There's a tree right down here that I commonly use. Everything else is good. The oak I just burn in half. The maple, though, I like to snap it up. snap this one up too. And I never like to use one tree too much, so I always switch it up. I'll move to another patch of trees. This here's a maple. Works fairly well. Yeah, that should be plenty. Tons of surface area there. And that's what I'm going for most of the time, is just surface area. A lot of other people, they like longer curls. I mean, so you can literally go as long as you want. Y branch and try to cook my fish on it. Hope you guys are enjoying the video. I'm sure having a great time and feeling much better. I probably should have skinned this before I started, but you know, like I said, I want to capture the experience. Like, I've been so spoiled with my grill. It's just ridiculous. Kind of a split down the middle there, so see if I can just drape that. One more. If I can just tear that down the middle and drape it. There we go, just like that. Look at that. Oh. Alright guys, well, I'm going to get some alone time in. I'm going to kick back. Just chill out for a little bit. Then I'm going to crash. So thanks for hanging in there with me today. Just crawled in my tent. Getting ready to crash here. So one of the things I do is I keep my knife right to the right side of me. Just as if it were strapped onto my belt. And that's just so I know where it's at. It's a habit every time. If a human attacks me, it's right there. If an animal attacks me, it's right there. I keep everything else on the left side that's not going to keep me safe by the opening of the tent, where someone is likely to get in and after me. They're going to either have to rip through the back of my tent, or they're going to have to go through me. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but to be completely honest with you, the biggest thing I fear is another human. I mean, other than the grizzly. So, yeah, just some basic tips there. I'm starting to stutter and fade, and so I'm going to crash. I hope you enjoyed the trip today, guys. Another thing, you'll see I'm wearing my sweater or a hoodie, and even in the dead of summer, I usually have a hoodie with me to, rest my head on. I never carry a pillow. What else? What else am I forgetting? Make sure my tent's zipped up. Check for mosquitoes inside the tent. And I see a big old spider up here. Check him out. Gotta get rid of him. Right there. Nothing dangerous, but I usually do. Sometimes I don't. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I don't check for bugs in the tent. But it's just, it makes for a more comfortable sleep. When you know there are no bugs in the tent, you know where your knife's at. Oh, my water too. I keep my water right outside my tent. So, mainly just so somebody doesn't steal it. It's very, very unlikely that that's going to happen, or that an animal doesn't puncture my canteen or bottle or whatever it is. Again, might seem really, really ridiculous, but it's these stupid, ridiculous things, these simple habits that keep you safe. And I don't care what anybody says. You get into a routine, you become more safe. And that's all there is to it. And I've got to get this spider out of here. I might not even worry about him because I'm not really, spiders don't bother me like they do some people. But yeah, I'll probably get rid of him, then I'm going to crash. So I hope you enjoyed the video today, guys. I know it was a little different. I started out a little under the weather today. I did a different type of video. I shared a lot of things that are probably common sense to most people. But again, it's the type of comments that I've been getting, and the younger people reaching out to me, telling me that I'm inspiring for them or to them. So, and I wanted to try new things, and I'm going to continue to try new things. A lot of you may know that have been with me for a long time. So, if ever things get out of control, we'll just go back to what everybody's used to and everybody likes. But I think I'm going to keep pushing the boundaries for a while and trying new things, and
because we might find something really cool, and I don't want to lose that opportunity. So, I've got to take chances, and, I've got to take risks in order to keep growing the channel so that I can deliver this content for you guys. Anyways, I'm going to quit rambling. I'm brain dead. I'm tired. Not so beat up because I kind of took it easy on this trip. But anyways, hope you enjoyed. We'll see you in the morning. Good night, guys. Gotta get rid of the spider first. That'll be alright. Good night. Good morning. Didn't get much sleep last night. It's nice and chilly. Didn't get much sleep, maybe 3-4 hours. It's all good. Just gotta get a cup of coffee on here before I can function. I'm like, huh? What's going on? Oh, right. Fire. Get a little pile going here. Gotta pull the bag down. It's right over here, just out of a bear's reach. Yeah, that ought to be good, but get a little more going. Can't believe how cool it is right now. It cooled down last night too, man. It got cold, I want to say. Not real bad, but it's nice and chilly right now. That ought to do it. Found a glow-in-the-dark log last night. No joke. Right here.
piece of maple. I can't say I've ever seen that before. This white part right here was glowing, no joke. Glow in the dark. Like fluorescent green. Crazy. I'm gonna hang on to that. Nice brisk morning. I'm feeling good for the most part. Feeling good. Get a little boil going there, clean it out. Just a quick cup of Joe. Get me going. Glad I brought 3. Not worry about getting much of a flame going. Beautiful out here. Beautiful. Caught maybe 3 hours of sleep. Stayed up kind of late last night. But yeah, the sleep I did get was nice and solid, nice and comfortable. Just gonna start breaking down while my coffee's heating up over there. And this tent comes down nice and easy too. Up and down nice and easy. My pole is a little shorter here than normal because it broke, as some of you may know. You can see that real short piece there. It snapped so many times that still get by with it though. Yeah, right there. Cracked. But that seems to be a solid fit. I really should do something about it. It's kind of funny, but we'll see how long I can push it. The tent fits perfectly in here too. And again, the only reason I have the tent is because of the mosquitoes. So fall's rolling around. I'll be out here in my zero bag looking for a snowstorm. Hoping for one. Although I'm looking forward to the fall. Some nice cool weather. Nice nights out here.
Get the coffee going here.
All right. Coffee should be ready. I'm ready for coffee. Oh. Ooh, that's nice. Morning. Cheers. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh yeah, beautiful. Beautiful morning.
Right here's my view right now. Just gorgeous, huh? Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the trip. I had a blast. Kicking back, doing lots of rambling, little to no work. My kind of trip. Gotta get out of here soon, unfortunately, guys. Gotta take care of business. Your business is gonna take care of me. Okay, well, I'm all packed up, ready to get out of here. Wanted to thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. I know it was a little different than what you're used to, but let me know what you think. Anyways, I gotta get out of here. Thanks for watching. See you next time.